We talking sprint culture, we talking track and field. When the gunshot lick it, give a man the chills. We talking speed demons like Usain. The red track where a legend really makes their name. The US and Jamaica, they run the sprinting game. There's nothing like the Olympics for your claim to fame. When you break the world record, you show you ain't the same. From the men to the women, times are insane. Yeah, we talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture.
I love everybody. I love everybody. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Not quite what we expected, folks. Not quite what we expected. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's going to happen. We have fun with this prediction stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we'll talk for months and weeks about what's going to happen at the championships, especially the Olympics. Talk about it for years, actually. But we do not know what is going to happen. Welcome to Spring Culture Live. I'm your host, Anson Henry. Wow. Just mentioning again, you guys can head on over to heartbreak.run, enter the code Sprint Culture, and you will get 10% off of all running merchandise. Got to get them super shoes. Because if you don't have the shoes, you're bound to lose. Speaking of super, just so y'all know, the super chat is available in YouTube. If you want to, contribute to the channel, or if you want to get your own personal shout out and get your Sprint Culture gunshots at Reggae Horn, go ahead and drop me something in the super chat. And if you got a question you want to ask me or one of my guests, that'll get you a question as well. I mean, I'm still gonna answer questions randomly as well, but I miss a lot of questions, so this will help me to not miss your question. And as long as it's not stupid on purpose, I'll answer the question or get whoever to answer the question. You know what I'm saying? If it's by accident stupid, I'll answer it. Okay. A few things we're going to talk about. I think obviously we're going to start off with Julian. We're talking about shoes. Yo, big up Puma. Puma came through with a 100-meter champion. They had the 200-meter champion with Sharika, but now they have the 100-meter Olympic champion. Look, Julian had been looking good throughout the season thus far. I would say that a lot of people had her as a medalist. Very, very, very few people would have had her winning, especially before Sharika went out. When Sharika went out, I still think people were talking about, everyone just knew Sha'Carri was going to win. Everyone just knew. When I saw the heats yesterday, I saw Julian's demeanor, and I'm big on people's energy. I can look at them. I have a sense of who they are. Not personally, but as a competitor, I have a sense of it. I just do. And Julian looked very confident. Now, I didn't think she was necessarily going to win, but I look at her eyes and I can see that she believes she's going to win. And sometimes that can get you some tenths if you really believe it. And look at 1072 in the rain. That's easily that's a 10-6 low run. That's being kind of generous on that track. Since they're saying how fast it is, and with some sunshine, and at that moment, it's not far fetched to say that run could have been 10-5 high. Because I haven't seen anybody beat Sha'Carri by that far when she's like in shape. I don't know exactly what happened to Sha'Carri in the final, but if you're dealing with rain, it's at least you got to take up a couple tenths. So I don't know. Ryan Banta said, "Did you see the difference in reaction time? 0.144 to 0.222." Well, if you guys noticed through the rounds, even yesterday, Sha'Carri was sitting in the blocks. She sat in the blocks in the heat, got away with it because it was the heat. Sat in the blocks in the semi. Julian gave it to her, and I think Julian, who was probably already confident, got even more confidence. And once the final hits, she knows she's going to get out on Sha'Carri. And I think Sha'Carri knew she was going to get out on her. And just happened. Sha'Carri sat. I would be interested in knowing what her reaction times were through all the rounds. But yeah, you got to give it to Julian, man. I mean, that's a big win to beat Sha'Carri, the favorite in Paris. I mean, that's big. Before I get to Sha'Carri, I hated seeing Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's lane empty, man. I really wanted to see her run. I really feel like moments like these, she needs to be in it. She's been in it for shit since like 08. She's been in it since I was running. When I was running, Shelly's been doing her thing, yo. And I don't know, man. I saw that empty lane. It just sucked. It just sucked. I had her getting the silver. I had Sha'Carri getting gold. Julian getting the bronze. I still got 2 out of the three medalists correct. The order obviously wasn't correct. But I mean, I think as long as I get my medalists, I'm okay with my picks. But I wanted Shelly in that race, man. And really, Sha'Carri didn't look that good in the final. Shelly probably would have gotten second. Maybe. And let me make sure I don't even disrespect Melissa Jefferson. Yo, Melissa is one of the sprinters on the female side that I talked to the most, actually. So I was extremely happy for her. I didn't expect her to get a medal out of the picks that I made, obviously. But yo, man, she did it. So you gotta big up Melissa Jefferson. She had won USA's back in 2021, and you know, she had a really good relationship with the coach she had at the time. He's actually British. He's actually coaching at USC now, and you know, they had to make the decision that it was just, you know, they had nothing against each other. It was just they needed to part ways as far as the relationship coaching wise. I'm sure they probably still keep in contact, but she needed something new training wise, so she went to Dennis, and she obviously made a great decision because she's now an Olympic bronze medalist in the 100. That's huge. That's history, man. So big her up. You know, Shelly just wasn't in the race. Melissa might have beaten her anyways. Not according to my picks, but we can't deal with the what ifs right now, man. Melissa got that hardware. I'm a little concerned about Sha'Carri because just before she won last year, everyone was against her. It was a tough seat for her to be in, but she was dealing with it, and what got her out of that was winning. She came back and won USAs. She came back and won the world championships. I don't even think it was USAs that got her out of the rut. I think it was winning worlds. And that's a tall ask to have to win the world championships in the women's 100 meters against Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Shericka Jackson in 2023 in order to get love from the fans. She got loads of love, though. I mean, she got the whole of the USA backing her. I mean, everybody, celebrities, moms, daughters, fathers, sons, everybody knows Sha'Carri. Not only in the USA, even here in the UK, everybody. Her spotlight's hot. You know that you're an enormous name when you lose and it's news. Because even if anybody didn't see the race tonight, they're gonna see headlines or conversations are gonna come up like, "Dang, Sha'Carri lost? Hey, you heard Sha'Carri lost? Oh, hey, y'all seen Sha'Carri lost that race?" That's gonna be news. Julian is the Olympic champion, which is great. But if she lost, it wouldn't have been news. Little things. I think she'll be fine, but I think it would be beneficial for her to talk to a sports psychologist to help her with her nerves before the race. Yeah. Oh. You got to find a really, really good sports psychologist for them to have a true impact. A lot of sports psychologists, saying they read the books and, pass the courses. And when they come across people, they follow a routine and a pattern. And some people you get through to, some you don't. But I mean, personally, man, as far as that stuff, if you're running fast, your mental is going to be fine. It solves all your problems. You have to find some really, really, really good sports psychologists that are going to have impact on you, and put you on a path to start winning. Because if you just prepare yourself well and start running fast, your mental is going to be totally fine. But in a situation like Sha'Carri, she's running well, but there's a lot of eyes on her. I mean, she has a whole other set of problems. I think if she was to talk to a sports psychologist, it would have to be someone that's at a really high level and talks to athletes that are really high levels. Sha'Carri is in the spot right now that no one's in track and field from an attention standpoint. I know I said that I consider Sydney McLaughlin the queen of track and field right now. But her spotlight ain't the same as Sha'Carri's. No. So I just hope that she's all right, man. I hope it's easy. It's easy for people to just look and laugh and say, yeah, a lot of people don't like her. So they're happy that she lost. But it's just tough. It's just tough to run, represent the United States and have those type of expectations. I wonder if this is like the curse of the nightcap, because Shannon and Ocho were talking big money as far as people winning, and world records. The mixed relay team lost. They did set the world record, and I thought Netherlands was going to break the world record in the final, but they didn't. But I don't know if they're still going to pay for the world record without the U.S. mixed relay team having the gold medal as well. Shit, if I'm giving up some money for a world record, I said I'm giving you $50K. I'm sorry, you'd have had to have won the race too. And if I didn't say it in the beginning, I'm saying it now. Look, you needed to win. I don't care if you broke the world record. You didn't win. So you're not getting $50K. He may still pay them. I don't know. You just break that $50K up into 4 pieces. Was that like 13 and a half? Yeah, 13 and a half each. I don't know if an agent gets a cut of that. The agent obviously didn't negotiate it. Would an agent take some of that? Chat, let me know if you think an agent would take some of that money that Shannon and Ocho Cinco said they were gonna give. Natasha, look it. They should pay, but I think you should have been. I think the win is expected. I'm not trying to hate on their money though. So I'm just saying what I would do. Me personally, you would have had to have won. Yo, can we talk about, does anyone have any more information as far as what happened to Shelly? I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. Natasha said she doesn't disagree, but pay me. Yeah, you'd want your money, but I know you wouldn't be wanting to pay the money. If you were Shannon Sharp right now, you'd be like, no. No. Tasha, yo, I don't even know what you're doing right now. Hold on a second. I'm sending you this link. You want to jump on, you just let me know. But anyways, hold on before I go any further. I'm just gonna, yeah. So let me get this back open, y'all. And we're hoping you know about Shelly. Okay, let me tell you what I know about Shelly, okay? This video was circulating that there was some issue. She wasn't staying in the village. She was staying somewhere else. I'm assuming that's because she has her family with her. She probably has her husband with her. She probably has her son with her. Maybe some other family members, who knows? So she's not staying in the village. So for people that are staying in the village, there's a bus that goes to a specific entrance. Apparently yesterday, even if you weren't coming from the village, if you just drove from wherever you were driving from, if you're an athlete, you can still get through that entrance, that security entrance. Apparently today, they weren't allowing people who weren't coming from the athletes' village to go through that entrance. I don't know the exact distance to go to the other entrance that they had to go to, but it wasn't right there. Apparently it's way beyond, like she had to walk a fair distance. Going into 100-meter final, you ain't really trying to be doing that much walking. And like I said, Shelly, it's amazing that she's still running so amazing right now. Why I'm saying amazing so much, but she's 37 and running really fast. So every piece of energy matters. Oh, hold up. Let me see what Tiara's saying. Big up the one named Real Talk. I'm hearing the reason for the rule change is there was an accident and someone was hit. And that caused them to change the rules to only buses. Okay, so what do we think about that? And if they didn't want any more accidents to happen. When we saw, I mean, it wasn't actual big buses, but accidents can't happen. We saw that at Worlds last year with the golf carts. So maybe you take that into account, but I feel like if the athlete's already there, just let them walk through. That's when some rules can interfere with what you're actually there for. You're actually there for the athletes to be able to perform at their best. The best athletes in the world are coming to the Olympics to perform, and the Olympics is supposed to guide and harbor that. This isn't just anybody. Look, if you're gonna let majority of athletes go to the other entrance, cool. But someone like Shelly, come on. I wouldn't even be mad if I went to the entrance. They're like, nah, you can't go through here, but she can. I'd be like, all right, I get it. But to make her go wherever she went, it's like, it's final, man. I mean, they probably didn't know that. They probably don't care. Them security people, it might have even been military. They don't care. They don't care. So apparently she had to go to another entrance. Now, what I don't know for sure is, and Tiara, you're there. Your ears probably to the ground. And Tiara, yo, I'm gonna send you a link right now too if you want to come and chop it up with me. Hold up. That would be a great conversation. Real talk. I know I always say this, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm really not going to be on here for long tonight. Being serious. I'm being very serious. Okay, so apparently she had to walk really far, and it's been said that she got injured while warming up. Now, the Jamaicans that I've spoken to are putting everything on that long walk. Because of that long walk, that's why she got hurt. It's a fair argument. Apparently, when Bolt, in his last race in 2017, there was some security issue when he was going in, and he was being held somewhere for like 45 minutes and then had to go compete for the relay and got injured. Maybe it's not far-fetched to say that I had Real Talk said she had too many drinks. She's going to stay in the chat. Oh, man. That would have been a better conversation than I thought. But I feel you, though. So, yeah. That's what happened to Shelly, apparently. She got injured. Part of me was thinking, like what if the entrance was really, really far and she was just late and then had to rush her warm-up, and then in rushing her warm-up, some shit went bad. It's just a fucked up thing to happen at the Olympics, man. It's like these moments come and go, like something like that, something like a false start, something like, I don't know. Those are just the things that have happened today that are memorable that I felt like were fucked up to people. But track people, let me know if you ever had this dream. But I've had dreams numerous times, even now, recently, and I'm not competing no more, where I'm late for my race. It's the worst feeling. I never really had that happen to me in real life, but I've had plenty of dreams that felt very real, where I missed my race, or I'm about to miss my race, or I'm get to my race really, really late. It's not a good dream, man. So if she was feeling something or something went, that's fucked up. I didn't want to see that happen to her. I'm critical of Shelly only because she's so good. It's easy. It's so easy to like her. She does everything amazingly, and there's never been anything I've come out and said that I don't like. There was times where I said some things about maybe her announcing when she's going to miss races a little bit earlier. aside from that, I mean, aside from some predictions, there's nothing bad to say about her. I really, really like Shelly. I really, really like her in the sport, and I was even saying in one of the videos that came out recently, I don't. I'd rather her bow out of the sport on a high note than to drag it on like a lot of athletes do, because I see her in such a high light. And it's not my career though; it's hers. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. I'm just saying, I just like seeing her as the queen, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, Talu got hurt. I was wondering. I saw she ran 13.8, and I was so caught up in the actual race that I didn't even see what happened to her. See Tyler warm up and block and start limping due to it looked like her ankle. It was just, did she roll her ankle or something? Oh, that would suck, man. That would suck. I had her picked up in the medal. She's, oh, there she go right there. Yo. Big up the one named Natasha Hastings. Hastings. There's no H. I got my flag. It's Hastings. Yes, things. What's good, yo? Crazy day. Crazy day. What stood out? What stood out?
I think you can't count anyone out. Like, we all have our predictions, we all have our, but nothing went to what was predicted. I think the only thing that was predicted that we could say was predicted for me was Ryan Krauser. What else
Right.
went to script?
Nothing. Oh, that German decathlete guy, he won, didn't he?
No,
Oh, he came second.
he came second.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. To be honest, Natasha, I kind of like not knowing what's gonna happen.
I like not
I like
knowing
not
too.
feel like I know. You know what I'm saying? But I like when something happens. I'm like, oh shit! Like that's what it's about. When I
Yeah.
seen Julian shift in the semi, I was like, oh shit! I was like, hold on a second. And the way she paced off the track, I was like, oh wait, she think this is real. She thinks she has a shot. And
Julian was a pick of mine. I knew she was getting on the podium. I can't say that I was like, oh, she's gonna win gold. And then of course, all the talk, Sharika pulled. So it's like, oh, not Sharika. So it's just wide open for Sha'Carri, blah, 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 blah. But Julian was always, to me, she's been very consistent. She's been quietly consistent. And I wanted her on the podium last year, but that semi to me, and then when she came out the tunnel for the final, I saw it on her face.
Same here.
I
was
saw
just
it
talking
on
about
her
that.
face. Like,
Yeah.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Everybody else looked nervous coming out of there, but she meant business.
Yeah. I like her,
I like her a lot.
Yeah.
I like her
I
a
do,
lot.
man. Sha'Carri looked very nervous. She looked nervous from yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
to be honest, I didn't see the first round. But
yeah, she sat in the blocks. She got through, but I mean, I could see the relief after she crossed the line. But then going into her semi today, I was like, I could feel the weight on her shoulders, man.
Yeah. To me, it was unusual though, because I feel like she's been more confident, and so I wasn't expecting that from her.
Yeah. You felt like she was back and she was better?
Yeah, I just felt like the last year and a half she's been saying and doing all of the right things. So it just felt like, okay, she went through that adversity. She went through the first couple of years of like, that first, like, she didn't make the couple of teams, so it was like, is she this hype? But then it was like she finally came into it. And so I was like, okay, she's on it. She's, she's got the experience under her belt now. But I don't know, something about when she came out today, I was like, she doesn't look like herself. I didn't know if that whole warm-up thing, and I heard you talking about it, if that messed with her at all, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, because she dealt with it as well, right?
Yeah. Which I don't know if you
I
touched
wonder
on
if
this
you.
or not, but sometimes the athletes, they remove themselves from the village to, be in their mental space, there, to focus on the event. And I don't know.
Well, it's not uncommon. The majority of the bigger athletes will stay off the village. I was just talking to Donovan last night, or a couple nights ago, and he didn't never stay in the village. Ben Johnson, he never stayed in the village. So
Allison
there
didn't
should be
say.
protocol. There should be smooth protocol as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're an athlete and you got your accreditation, there really shouldn't be anywhere that you can't go.
Yeah.
I find that very odd.
I know that security is usually an issue. Like I know in 2016, they were advising against people leaving the village, staying outside of the village for security reasons.
Right.
So,
Femke. Let's talk about some Femke Bol. You know what? I think that
I've been trying to avoid talking about her.
No, we're not avoiding that. There's no way we're avoiding this. I remember last year, 2023, and in the mixed relays, she got rolled up on by Alexis and dropped. I think that drop. She ran well in the actual 4x4 though. But I think that drop still stayed in her mind.
Yeah.
And I think that was in her mind tonight.
But I feel like, first of all, I feel like that drop was not that she was tired, but she was trying to reaccelerate because Alexis came up on her. Because let's call a spade a spade. The mixed relay is the first event of the meet. She still has her 400 hurdles. So she's trying to win, but she's trying to do it as conservatively as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's fast forward to tonight. Have you ever seen a 47.9 look like that? Because when I tell you she timed that leg to perfection, she walked a 48.8 and 49.1 leg down.
She wasn't even on the screen originally.
But
I wasn't even thinking about her.
But no, I was, because I was looking at Shamir and Deadman, and I was like, y'all need to give baby girl a bigger lead than that. And when she got the stick, the first words out of my mouth is, she's too close. I knew it was a wrap. I knew it was a wrap at the exchange. That being said, what's about to happen in these hurdles?
The hurdles. I got my picks. I'm confident in my picks. Yeah. But wait, you're talking about the 4 hurdles though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if you were talking about the sprint hurdles. Now, let me tell you what liberties are. I feel like you're taking liberties when you jump into the mixed relay before you have to run against Sydney. I think that's kind of rude. I think it's kind of like, look, I'm in shape, so shit, I can run this little 4x4 if I can. When I race you, I'll be ready, because I know that Sydney would never do nothing like that.
It's rude. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
That race made me. I defend Sydney to. I'm always like, I think it's a stupid discussion to put them in the same sentence. I don't think it's a dumb discussion anymore. I think it's a very intelligent conversation.
What you mean?
I think that Femke looked amazing tonight, and it's not far fetched to say that race is going to be a battle in the 4 hurdles. She's in shape.
I think it's still Sydney, honestly, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think Sydney is going to have a hurdle on the rest of the field.
No. I thought that before. I don't think that anymore. When is usually when I've seen Sydney run, she'll come home strong. DeLillo would be ahead of her, and she'd go and get her.
She gets out really hard.
Yeah. Lately, she's just been so far ahead and then just pulled away. But I don't know. Like, if you want to get Sydney, would Femke have to be in front of her, or would Femke be the one coming from behind? If you don't know, I don't know.
I
You're
don't know.
Natasha Hastings.
She negative split that 47.9. So right now, I don't understand.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
I don't understand. She negative split that 47.9 tonight. So I got nothing.
Someone said, "Gotta get Natasha's take on U.S. getting walked down in the mix for." And does she agree that Deadman splitting 0.06 slower than his semi split was the issue? Do you think that was the issue to why they lost? Because
I said this, I was live earlier. I don't know that. I feel like there's two things at play. I think everybody saw the world record yesterday and was like, why would you switch your team? As a coach, I'm looking at my athletes, I'm asking my athletes, and I'm saying as a coach, I don't want to coach nobody, so nobody get any ideas. But I know what it's like to go run a 49 leg and then to get up the next day and do it again. And it takes a lot to be honest and say, hey, coach, I think you might need to sub me out here. Right? Who's going to actually say that?
Nobody. Because then the check gets split up. The check gets split up. Well, you don't get the
instead of 5 now. So that's the other thing that, like, I'm gonna get more money instead of splitting it with the 5th person.
Right.
But let's call a spade a spade. Baby girl needed every 10th, 100th. She needed all of that. But I'm gonna also say, based on what we saw from Femke, because that 47.9 was very pedestrian, I don't know if it would have made a difference.
You feel like she would have gotten her anyways.
If she
was gonna do whatever she had to. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know that if we did have the faster legs, if it would have made a difference.
I agree. Yeah, so I guess that's 2 medals that the U.S. was expected to get gold in that they didn't get tonight, man.
Yeah.
Did you watch the men's 100 heats today?
I saw the first few heats. I missed what Peacock cut off, so I didn't see Curly and Bernard.
I heard that they cut it off, and they cut off the 2 Americans in the last 2 sections. Fred looked really good. No, they both look really good. Kenny had the fastest time. He tried a lot harder, but I mean,
yeah.
Did you mention your medal picks for the men's 100 before the championships, and has it changed since the championships started? Well, you didn't see the heats.
I didn't see the heats, and I usually don't like to, I know I saw the first few heats. Like I said, I missed the last couple of. I don't like to do my medal picks before seeing the heats.
It's really hard. It's more like just the fun aspect of it. But usually once you see the heats, it's like, okay, I see Wagwan right now. So
yeah, I like to see the heats. I didn't see all the heat, so I don't want to.
Okay, that being said, with you not seeing the heats and what you've seen so far this season, what would have been your prospectus?
I don't see anyone beating Kishane.
I'm fascinated by this,
Why?
Because everybody is so sold that Kishane's going to win. I'm like, he hasn't, for one, he hasn't separated himself enough yet. And for two, like, just walking into a championships and just winning the Olympics when you've just come in the first time, it's a tall ask. And look, would you, here's a question. Who would you have thought was a stronger bet, betting on Sha'Carri or betting on Kishane?
Betting on Sha'Carri, but that argument
Absolutely.
in 2008, did anyone have Shelly on their bingo
No,
card.
that's what everyone says. That no one, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't have her on the card. It was like a surprise. Like coming in with this expectation of this kid who ran last year and ran fairly well. He came fourth at the Diamond League final, fourth, fifth.
So he's got some international experience.
He's got it. But
Mhm.
I mean, you ran 977 in Jamaica.
Fair.
To just put all the weight on that. I mean, no one puts all the weight on when Omanyala runs fast in Kenya. Or usually when people run fast in their home countries, they don't always get. I mean, he ran well in Hungary though. He ran 991 into a headwind.
And I was going to say that's not fair to compare Kenya to.
No, yeah, of course. Just trying to make a point.
But
I'm just saying, like,
trying to make.
I'm putting him in the same boat I put a lot of favorites. It's like, okay, well, all right, everyone's on your nuts right now, but I'm just saying, like, should they be? Show me something. Not your nuts, but just show me.
I mean,
show me something.
We weren't on Noah's nuts last year, and he went out there and did the triple. So
that was crazy though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
If based on what I saw this morning, Kishane looked good. Oblique also looked good. Yeah. Noah, I appreciated Noah's honesty, whether it's honesty or fitness, to go out there and underestimate his competitors. I'm gonna have to see something amazing in the semis tomorrow to be convinced. I think Curly has a chip on his shoulder, being the reigning world champ, to not make the final last year. I imagine he came
right before Fred.
And I think Fred is the one out there that I feel like has something that you just can't coach, and I think that's that dog. Like that, yeah. Fred is yeah. I feel like it would be disrespectful, talking about being rude, of us not to talk about Marcel.
I have him as one of my medalists.
Do you? Okay, so I said this on my live where, he hasn't been impressive since winning, but when was he ever impressive before winning? In between, after, some people are just gamers. Mm-hmm. So again, not wanting to underestimate anyone, I have my eye on him. So
all right. It's a lot of picks. You got a lot of.
I always have a lot of picks. Remember when we did this last?
It's pretty broad. It's a pretty broad selection of people that you're.
Let me watch the semis tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I got.
In Noah's defense, he didn't look that good in his heat last year at Worlds either. So, hey, we don't know.
We don't know. What's your pick?
I know that. Well, I always got to go with the home team. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? I've been getting a lot of heat about my picks because people just feel like I'm just trolling. I'm really not trolling when I put Andre on my podium. I'm not. This is the reality, yo. Like, I'm gonna roll with Andre. He's from Canada. Like, he's my boy. Like, it's just what it is. So
he knows how to find his way on a podium. I'll give you that.
And that's the thing. He usually makes me look good, yo. So, it's not like he's a bad championship performer. He's a great championship performer. So he did his thing this morning, did what he needed to do to get through. And then tomorrow we see what happens, yo. But I had him. I had Fred and Marcel.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have Noah on the podium?
No. Or Kishane.
Nor Kishane. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a hot year. There's a lot of people between 9.7 and 9.8, and right. I just feel like.
Who do you have in the final?
Have you seen the semis?
That's not fair. Yeah, I was just about to say I haven't seen the heat, so that's
take a look because all of them are hot. Yeah. I have no idea I have
Yeah.
no idea what's gonna happen tomorrow, yo. But yeah, look at you that one NC's the British cat, Louis.
Hinchcliffe, the
Yeah, the
mullet.
guy that
The
got Noah.
mulligan.
Yeah, he looked good, yo. Got Noah, and he's the one person. Unless we'll see what type of shape Andre's in, but he's the one person that can go with Noah in the latter part of the race. This Louis
Mhm.
kid, but he's really bad out of the blocks. But he
Mm,
wasn't bad this morning.
no.
So
What did Darnell do?
he got through. He didn't run. It wasn't. Let me open up all the stats.
I really like Darnell.
Yeah, why?
Hmm?
Why?
I don't know. You know, there's some people that you just text to. I don't know. Like,
Okay. Okay.
he's just
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of them
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'm like, but
Yeah. I get that. That's what you're saying. We've spoken about him a lot on my lives.
mhm.
But he's talented. The last Olympics, he
False started.
yeah. And even to today, Jeremiah Azu, another British cat, he false started in his round one.
I saw that.
Now, I don't know if you know about '96 Olympics. Linford Christie false started out of the final.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a big British thing. I'm noticing.
They gotta get that.
That's not cool. Okay, 100 meter semifinal. Here it is. 100 meter semifinal. Okay, viewers who haven't been listening, or who are listening and haven't found out yet, these are the semifinals for the men's 100 meters tomorrow. If you haven't hit that like button or that subscribe button, I don't know what you're waiting for. Damn it. Okay. Semifinal number 1. Faber Ashe, Rikoy Brathwaite, Benjamin Azamati, Noah Lyles in lane 4, Louis Hinchcliffe in lane 5, Oblique Seville in lane 6, Emmanuel Esame in lane 7, Ali Chituru lane 8, Sean Maswangani in lane 9. This Emmanuel Esame cat is dangerous. He ran 9.98 in his heat, I think. Mm-hmm. He was in Kenny's heat. They're like right next to each other. Ahead of Andre. But he's been running really good on the circuit so far this year. And rankings wise, he's consistently he's with the top 5. He's very active. That's a dangerous semi.
Yeah. I think so. You got Noah next to Hinchcliffe, and then who was in 6?
Oblique.
Is it the you talking about? Oblique.
Oblique Seville.
The Emmanuel.
Then SMA. Yeah.
SMA. Yeah. Okay. What's semi?
I'd say out of them. Well, I'll read all of them and I'll make my comments. Number 2, lane 1, Ronaldo Espinoza. Lane 2, Emmanuel Matadi. Lane 3, Akeem Blake. Lane 4, Letsilo Tobogo. Lane 5, Akani Simbini.
Wait, hold on. We didn't talk about. Okay, Blake, Tobogo,
Akani Simbini.
Simbini.
Yeah. Kayin Sola Ajayi is the Nigerian guy who won his heat. He was in Marcel's heat. He won his heat. Kenny Bednarik, Marcel Jacobs, Josh Hartman. Yo, that's a crazy semi, man.
Somebody's getting left home.
There are some big names only running one race tomorrow.
Right. Read that off again.
Ronaldo Espinoza, Emmanuel Matadi, who just ran 9 seconds in Gainesville actually a couple of weeks ago.
In the rain.
Akeem Blake, Lesile Tobogo, Akani Simbini, Kane Sola Ajayi, Kenny Bednarik, Marcel Jacobs, Josh Hartman. That's messed up, man.
Nobody goes back on time. Wait,
that's the only thing. So it's top 2 in the next 2 fastest times. Have you heard of the repechage?
Yes, we talked about this on my
Okay, so they didn't want to do it for the 100. I guess they didn't want to mess with the main event. But I wish they did do it for the 100.
Do
I think it would
you?
have been cool. Yeah, I think it would have been cool. I don't like that prelim round. It's like
Okay, let's finish the and then let's come back to this conversation. I know
okay,
you
okay,
said
okay,
you wasn't
okay.
gonna be on here long, but like I'm intrigued. Okay.
All right. So semifinal number 3, Puri Paul Boonsoon. Let me say something about this kid. He's 18. He looked like just a regular dude. He looked like one of the guys where you're like, "What? Okay, I know what's going to happen with this person. One of the people that's going to be way back running 14 seconds." This cat ran 10:0. I was like, "What the?" It was crazy. So yeah, that's why it stood out. So Purple Boon Soon, Andre DeGrasse in lane 2, Zarnell Hughes in lane 3, Keishane Thompson in lane 4, Akeem Sani Brown in lane 5, Ferdinand Omanyala in lane 6, Fred Curley in lane 7. Jesus Christ. Rashid Abdul Saminu in lane 8, Benjamin Richardson in lane 9.
Right.
Those last 2 heats are ridiculous. Yo, Noah, they gave him a good heat. Jesus.
And to be fair, it's not easy, but them other 2 is death.
That's madness, yo.
Because like you said, a big name is not in that final. If it's top 2 and then next 2 fastest, top 2 next 2,
yeah, top 2 and next 2 fastest. And the wind's been all over the place. There's been some headwinds, and all of a sudden you get a tailwind. It's been going back and forth. I'd be pissed if I had a negative 1.1 and someone else had a positive 1.1.
Dang. So in Heat 3, tell me again, you got DeGrasse, Omanyala, Curly.
You got Zarnell. You got Andre, Zarnell, Keishane, Sani Brown.
I didn't even know that boy was
Omanyala, Fred Curley. I don't even understand how they drew this. Who's the Heat winners there are Fred and Keishane. But all those other guys are just big names that just didn't win their heat. It's too deep this year, man. So it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen, yo.
It's too deep.
I want to know what the surprise is going to be tomorrow. Do you think the rain was a factor today? As far as
the elements, you always got to consider the elements as a factor, but a factor on the times, maybe the way things ended. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. A win is a win. So that's just what it is. But before the race, I tweeted that Daryl Anita, the British girl, I was like, she's gonna have a very strong shot at a medal because of this rain. She just missed out. She came fourth, but I know that helped her.
Because of the rain, you thought that made her?
Because they run a rain here in the UK all the time.
Oh, I was
nothing
really
to them,
surprised to see Dina not make the final.
It wasn't.
No.
Nah, she just hasn't. Something just looks a little flat with her this year. I don't know if she was injured or something, but something just. But I do think that Edric Floreal is doing his thing, yo. He had some big name athletes, you know. He had Sydney for a little while. He had Kenny Harrison. He's got Rashidat Adeleke. He's got Julian.
He had Corey Carter.
Oh, serious?
When she won the 400 hurdles in 2017, that was his athlete.
Whoa. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep. He had Tiana Daniels. Yep.
When she made the team?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No, he does his thing, yo.
Yep.
He does his thing. So yeah, my medal picks in that 100 are still safe right now. So
tell me who they are. I heard you say DeGrasse. I didn't hear the rest of them.
Fred and Marcel.
Oh, you did say that. You did. Okay. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
Because them last 2 semis is death.
Those last 2 semis are just no false starts, man. I just don't want to see no more false starts. It's getting...
Let's talk about the repechage or whatever.
Did you just call it the repechage?
What is it called?
Let's not do that anymore, Natasha. Let's let that.
What is it?
Unfortunately, I'm not I used to get rid of my lives. I'm not getting rid of these lives anymore. So that repechage it's going to be there. It's going to be out there.
It's
I might
there.
even clip it.
I don't mind. What is it called? Say it for me.
The repechage.
Repechage. Okay.
Repechage.
Let's talk about it, because I got a few text messages like, what is this? And I was like, oh, they always been doing it. They have that in the 100, for the smaller countries, the people who don't have the qualifying, like let some other people get some shine, right? But then I'm watching the meet and I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't what I thought it was.
No. That's not what it is.
Tell me. I might run a whole extra 800.
Yeah.
By the time I get to the final, I done ran 4 800s.
Yeah. That's why I think it makes more sense for the 100 because it's short. But for them longer races, like, okay, you can try it on there, but.
So I thought it was the same thing. Like, let's give the smaller countries other chances, opportunities, whatever. But then I was corrected and I was like, that makes sense. They said it's for the favorite who messes up in the first round, right. i.e. they fall down. And I was like, oh, but I don't think
fall down though. Not only fall down. I think there's certain things about it I still need to probably be specific on, but basically, like for names that didn't make it through under the qualification standards that are already set out, they get to have another race. And in that race, it's either that they have to win or come top 2 in those races. Or maybe it's win or come top 2, either one. But that's how you end up going through to the next round. But you basically run another round. Yeah. So no matter what, you're going to do more than one round at the Olympics. But if you for some reason you messed up, you'll get another shot. So
I don't like it.
Why not?
Because the idea that
you're harsh.
I am harsh. And I know that we're all creatures of habit and we don't like change, but I would also like to point out that I was one of the few that was for the death round in the field events, right? I feel like some of the excitement, some of the game, some of it's the any given Sunday mentality. Like, yeah, you have your favorites. Yeah, things happen, but like that's the way it's supposed to happen. Because it's to me, it brings back 2016. Kenny Harrison doesn't make the Olympic team, but then she goes the very next week and sets the world record, and everybody's up in arms. Oh my God, how can you not take the world record holder to the Olympics? Because she didn't do it on the day that it counted. And then what happens? We go to the Olympics and Team USA sweeps the 100 hurdle finals without Kenny Harrison, the world record holder. And I think those are the things that makes our sport exciting and unpredictable and all the things. So now you're putting in a round for people to have an opportunity to make up for a misstep that, I'm sorry, the physical, the mental, the elements, all of that is a part of the game.
You're right. You know what? And I say this all the time. There's no element of danger in track and field, really, aside from the pressure, aside from the fact that things can be taken away from you very quickly. And the moments are extremely important. That's what makes it kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
So this kind of plays more to that. Yeah, I don't like it anymore. I don't like it.
Sorry.
I don't like it.
Sorry, I swayed you so easily.
Keep that repechage away from the 100. I don't like it. It'll be in the 200 though. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. Okay, so did you
tell me one more time so I don't say it wrong again? What is it?
Repechage. And you're never saying repechage again.
Repechage. I'm still gonna mess it up. Repechage.
Sounds like a clothing brand. No, it's repechage. Yeah. Yo, what else is happening tomorrow aside from the 100? I'm being so ignorant, yo. Just
Round
thinking
one
about
of
the
the
100 all the time.
200, 400 hurdles. Men round one, 400.
Round one of the 200. Did you make any? So you didn't make any predictions for any event.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I do have to talk to you about these 400s though. More so on the men's side. Well, let's talk about both. You know how I was always talking about Marlady Pauline, and knowing her before. Now, obviously, I know who she is. She's an amazing runner. She's been pretty dominant. Is it a clear win for her?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Um,
What do you think of Nikisha Price, the Jamaican that just ran 48 in London?
yeah. Let me correct myself. It's not a clear win. I want to say she's got that collegiate season under her belt. I thought she was younger than I thought she was like 18 or 19. I didn't realize that she's 23, Nikisha Price.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked freaking sick in London.
Yeah, very. Are you still bored of the women's 400? Are you still bored of the women's 400?
When did I say I was bored with the women's
Last
400?
time, not the last time. The time before the last time we were on. I think I asked you if you were bored. The very first time we were on a show together, and you said yeah. So
I don't recall, but
it's okay. I mean,
I'm gonna get shot for saying this.
No, you're not. Listen, let me say something for you. Tell me the effect of the race if Femke's in the 4, if Sydney's in the 4, if oh, I forget her name right now. It's so messed up because she's in 800.
I think.
Wow. Yo, track's a rough sport, yo. If a thing's in the 4, she should be running the 4 though.
Mm-hmm.
If a thing's in the 4, like, come on, that's like a.
I think you're right. There's no star. I'm also having a really hard time grappling with the fact that there's no American even in the conversation of medaling. That
Right.
is hard for me because then I fast forward to the last day and I'm like, well what's gonna go on with the relay? I think we're fine because how many countries have 4 legs? But the fact that these women are running 48 and 48 low, the Jamaican national record is faster than the American record. The fastest American that we have right now is 49 mid. Not counting Sydney because Sydney's not in the 400.
Right. Right. Real talk, yeah. I was just talking about Rashidat. I would love to see Rashidat get a medal.
She looked good in Monaco as well.
Yeah. And that Polish chick, what's her name? She ran 48.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe we should be excited.
I mean, listen.
Why are you bored?
I didn't say I'm bored.
Natasha
You're
Hastings. Why are
words in
you
my
bored?
mouth. I said what I'm having a hard time grappling with. I didn't say I'm bored.
Oh, sound like you said you were bored.
I didn't say I'm bored. There is not a personality that we can say has like superstar personality in the race. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we agree.
Okay.
We agree.
But yeah, that's where I sit with. I think you're gonna have a great race between Paulino,
yeah,
and Price.
Yeah.
Rasidat, I really like her.
Me too.
I really like her. She's another flow athlete.
Yeah.
This flow coming to the Olympics locked and loaded, and his athletes are just because again, Julian, while I think she was a sleeper, she wasn't. She was always right there. She's just not one
Yeah.
of the hot names that we were talking about. But if you go
Yeah.
back and look at the time she's been running all season, she has been there. Okay. Same thing with Adeleke. Like, so yeah. Let me see the first round.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. This guy here said Hakeem Sonny Brown will beat Fred. Is that Hakeem? Is that you?
It's whoever that is.
Quit
Is
playing
trolling.
around on my live,
We
dog.
both made a face like.
Hakeem, quit playing around on my live, yo. I've doubted him in the past though, and I can't get in the final, so I don't. Maybe I should keep my mouth shut this time. Okay. All right, this is just a quick one. I just wanted to touch on a few things before or after what happened tonight because it was just madness. You guys don't know what's gonna happen. You have no idea.
We don't know.
No, and tomorrow, with how crazy, I thought that this 100 meters was going to be kind of uneventful, the women's side, and it became
Agreed.
It became very eventful, even without the big names in there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Are you waking up early in the morning and watching everything?
I am. That's the plan.
Okay, good. I mean, it's the 400.
Where are you? That's
some respect for your event.
Hey, I thought you were in Paris.
Nah, I just had a baby, yo.
Congratulations. I saw that.
Thank you. Yeah. So I wasn't trying to be gone for that long. And Jade actually got offered a position and it was after she found out she was pregnant. So she had to tell them. And then, long story short, she was still going to try to do it, but she just said that, she would bring us, me and her sister. We pay for our hotel room and we just be there and just watch the baby. If she needs to breastfeed and all that stuff, we just need stadium access. They wouldn't give us stadium access.
Oh, okay.
They were going to put us in some room, like crammed, like away from the stadium, and we couldn't leave unless she came and got us. And this is some weird scenario. She's like, it's really weird. They're tight there with some shit and very, very loose with some other shit.
Right.
I'm not talking about that tonight, but I'm just saying, like, this is a weird Olympics, Yeah. So, anyways, I didn't go. And she, we're just here chilling. I don't mind though. I kind of like, being there. You don't really get to watch it as much as you miss a lot of shit.
I think you miss a lot of things, but I'm seeing a lot of my friends out there, and I'm like, oh. A lot of people were asking me. I wanted to go, and I kind of like started to make plans, and then my son's birthday is Tuesday. His first day of kindergarten is Wednesday. I was like, I can't miss that. So, you talking about family stuff? I'm like,
man, this is what it is.
You make your choices for your families, your priorities,
right?
Lie in different places. So, I'll be in LA. Boring.
That's not going to be boring though. I know it's your home country, but it's not going to be boring.
But it's my home country, But
I feel you. Have you ever been as a viewer before
to the Olympics?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, it's
much different. This Olympic trials, this Olympic Games. Well, no, I watched Tokyo, but this is my first time watching as like retired athlete, not competing, not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this in itself, even from home, was your first time just watching an Olympics. That's crazy. Being there as just a viewer is very different. Very, very, very different. It's if you got media access, it's not too bad. But I can't imagine just being there with some tickets.
Really?
That would be. I wanna experience it that way.
Yeah.
But at this stage, I don't know. I kind of like just being in the mix. Like I just kind of that's still in me. I'm not trying to be on the track, but I kind of like being in a warm up area, being in a like just catching the vibe that way. You know what I'm saying? To just go and sit in the stands in LA. I'd be cool with go sitting in the stands. I want to go to Olympic trials that year too, though. U.S. Olympic trials. That's gonna be.
It's not in Eugene, but
If they're smart, they have it in LA. But...
right, but we'll see.
All right, yo, big you up. Respect for Joy and Natasha. We're gonna circle back after these fours. Oh, Matthew Hudson Smith's gonna win on the men's side, by the way. I just wanted to mention that.
And he looked good in London. He did.
He looked amazing. Okay, just make that very clear. And
I'm
he's gonna come back to the UK. Don't piss me off, all right? Don't do this. This conversation's gone well so far.
That man won the Olympic trials.
Right, come on.
What?
I'm not.
Quincy Hall.
I'm not going to be able to. Let's just call him Quincy Hall. This girl said, "Go Cox." Come on, man. Anyway, yeah, Matt's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna win, come back. We're gonna head to Birmingham. They're gonna shut the city down, and I'm gonna be on the VIP float in the parade. You know what I'm saying? We already talked about this. So no disrespect to your boy. It's just, this shit's already planned out. So I'm sure he'll be all right with his silver medal.
Sorry for your plans.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Again, big you up here. Respect you. We'll circle back. Yeah. All right. Cool. Viewers. Check this out, man. I actually kept this kind of short. I'm surprised, but not surprised because I need to get some sleep. I got a bit of work I got to do. LA track won't be ready for trials. Yo, Tiara, they got 4 years. Marcus Colo says we're sleeping on Norman. Really? Are we, though? Are we? You know what? He's a very talented guy. So, I mean, who knows what can happen. But out of Matthew Hudson Smith, who has the fastest time in the world, Quincy Hall, who has the second fastest time in the world, and Steven Gardner, who just wins a lot, has won the world championships a few times. Who are you taking off to put Michael Norman? Which one of those runners? Which one? It's a tall ask. Darrell says, is it an event conflict? They can't put it up for trials and the games. Angelo, you saying my top three for the 4? My top three for the 400 is Matthew Hudson Smith, Quincy Hall, and Steven Gardner. That's how I see it playing out. I'm gonna put my predictions out every day. Actually, I gotta put those out tomorrow, I guess. The women's 400 starts tomorrow. The women's 200, I gotta get those out tomorrow. Women's 200, I gotta get out. Men's 400 starts tomorrow. I gotta get that out. So in the morning is gonna have. Yo, man, it would suck to be doubling, man, because you just finished your 100 meters tonight, and you gotta go and run your 200 meter round 1 at 9:55 in the morning. So that means you gotta get to the track at least by 8:30. No, at least by 8. You got to be at the track at least by 8. So that means you got to leave the hotel by like, I don't know how close it is, but I'm assuming it's 7:30. That means you needed to be ready by 7:15. So you had to have your breakfast by like 6:30. So it means you had to wake up by like 6. It sucks, yeah. Anyways, yeah, 200s are gonna happen tomorrow. Men's long jump's gonna happen tomorrow. Women's hammer, men's 110 hurdles, round 1 tomorrow. Angela, what do you think of them top 3 picks, anyways? Same top 3. You have Quincy. Of course, you have Quincy winning. You American. You Americans. I don't want y'all talking to me about having country pride because you guys milk it to death. If it's an American race, you picking them. You might have picked Quincy Wilson if he was in there. I'm surprised you don't have American sweep. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be interesting 400. So, like I was saying, women's 400 meter hurdles round 1. Oh no, men's 110 hurdles starts tomorrow. Oh, Grant, man. I got Grant, then Rashid, then Hansel. Those are my top 3 in the 110 hurdles. I'll put that out. 400 meter hurdles. Femke is coming off an amazing run. And she's going to jump in the morning, go right into the 400 meter hurdle round 1. That's showing a lot of confidence, yo. She didn't give a shit. I'll run the mix. Did she run both rounds in the mixed relay? Tell me if she ran both rounds in the mixed relay. Because if she did, that's even more disrespectful. What are the times of the races they're running? Okay, well, I'm 5 hours ahead of you, so just minus the 5. So 9:55 is when the 200 meter starts. Men's long jump starts at 10 in the morning. Women's hammer 10:45. Men's 110 hurdles 10:50. Women's 400 meter hurdles 11:35, and that's the end of the morning session. Then the evening session, men's 400 meter round 1 is going to be at 6:05. Women's high jump final is at 6:55. And then men's 100 meter semifinal is going to be at 7:05. 7:05. Athletics, men's hammer throw is going to be at 7:30. And then the women's 800 meter semifinal is going to be at 7:35. Men's 1500 meter semifinal is at 8:10. And the men's 100 meter final is at 8:50 p.m. 8:50. So they have 2.5 hours between semis and the finals. It's going to be crazy, folks. Okay, Femke only ran 1 round. Okay, it's only kind of disrespectful, not super disrespectful. Okay, viewers, good chat. Got a bunch of content coming out tomorrow, man. You know what? I want to say this before I leave. I was thinking about this randomly today, so let me just say it out loud. Put my thoughts out loud. I've been having a lot of discussions with former sprinters and medalists from past and present about the call room going into a final, right? Of a major championships. I've been in some big finals, but not the big one at Worlds or the Olympics, right? Now, they always talk about how tense it is. They always talk about the gamesmanship. They always talk about people posturing. They always talk about reading people. They always talk about, the confident guys, the people who are really confident, basically winning the race in the call room. So the more they were talking about it, it sounded like a poker game, man. So I started thinking about like the track and field season is basically just this big ass poker game, and you get to the World Championships or you get to the Olympics, and it's basically like the final table when you get to that Olympic final, and all the big players are there, you get into that call room. That call room is basically like everyone's pushing the chips all in, yo. Everyone's pushing everything in. Pause. All the chips are on the table, right? And that's what the call room is. Everyone all in. And everyone's just looking around at each other, trying to see who really has it and who's really bullshitting, right? Now, some people have tells, some people don't. Some people can, they may not actually have it, but they can make you think they have it, which is just as good as having it. But that's the type of stuff that happens in the call room. Then when you get out to the track, it's time to show your cards, yo. So, shit. If you got the nuts, people are gonna find out, and if you don't, people are gonna find that out too. I like thinking about it like that because it just shows that everything's on the line, man. Everything's on the line. A bunch of us have been in call rooms before, but the Olympics is like, it's basically everything's been put on that table. Everyone is putting everything on the line, and only one guy has it. Can't wait till tomorrow, yo. Yo, big up all the sprint culture vultures, yo. I think tomorrow is going to be another night to remember. Tonight was good. Big up the one named Julian Alfred, the fastest woman in the world. And yeah, man, I may be back around tomorrow night. If I am, just stop by. This live is going to be on YouTube. If you missed the beginning part, you want to check it out again tomorrow or something, or later on tonight, go ahead and do that. Hit the subscribe button, hit those like buttons, and share the content, yo. I'm liking the direction things are going. I'm gonna start being a bit more active on YouTube. I haven't been very active, like I said before. Respect everybody. Signing off, yo. Peace.
We talking sprint culture, we talking track and field. When the gunshot lick it, give a man the chills. We talking speed demons like Usain. The red track where a legend really makes their name. The US and Jamaica, they run the sprinting game. There's nothing like the Olympics for your claim to fame. When you break the world record, you show you ain't the same. From the men to the women, times are insane. Yeah, we talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture. We talking sprint culture.